Hi. It snowed for the first time today, which is insane. It's literally November 1st. I feel like that's kind of early. And I was instantly filled with dread. But as I stared at the snow a little more, all of a sudden, it started to glimmer. Visions of sugar plums literally started dancing in my head. And dare I say, I might have even heard a jingle bell. And suddenly, I wasn't feeling so sad. This morning, I woke up with a fright, and potentially either the best or the worst idea I've ever had, which is to make my dream Pinterest winter wardrobe. We are going full Maria von Trapp. I literally put my blood, sweat, and tears into this dress. I'm on a lot of sleep deprivation right now. I'm only giving myself 3 days to complete this, and we have a lot to do, so let's get started. Oh, hey! I didn't see you there. I was listening to my audiobook. Which, wait a second, I'm getting a call. Hello? Audible is the sponsor of today's video. Oh my god. I'm so excited that today's video is sponsored by the amazing Audible. I am literally Audible's biggest fan. So thank you so much, Audible, for sponsoring this video. Not a day has gone by in months that I have not listened to Audible, whether it's in the car, on my weekly trips to the thrift store, or my favorite activity, doing something crafty with my hands, either crafting, scrapbooking, sewing, knitting. If I could choose one happy place to be for the entire rest of my life, it would literally be snuggled up, doing something crafty with my hands, and listening to an audiobook on Audible. I love Audible because it offers such an amazing selection of audiobooks across every genre, so you can try something new. Such an amazing range from bestsellers, new releases, celebrity memoirs, mysteries, thrillers, motivation, wellness, business, and so much more. The newly included selection of titles makes an Audible membership so much more valuable and gives all members a chance to discover new favorites. The Audible app makes it so easy to listen anytime, anywhere. Audible members also get full access to a growing selection of included audiobooks, Audible originals, and podcasts. You can download included titles all you want. In this video and right now, I've been listening to The Secret History by Donna Tartt. It's a story about a group of college students who are studying Greek at a very pristine university, and some crazy things start happening. It's like thriller meets dark academia, mystery, coming of age. Best part about this is that new members can get a free, yes you heard me correctly, free trial of Audible going to audible.com/ggmw, or you can even text ggmw to 500-500. How easy is that? This deal is too good to pass up, guys. I want to get back to my audiobook now. So thank you so much, Audible, for sponsoring this video, and make sure you check all of that out in the link below. Mwah! Okay, we have our first victim. It's just this basic little cardigan. So simple, it's cute already, but we're gonna make it out of this world cute. So Joann's was having a sale on the holiday ribbon, green velvet ribbon. The vision for this cardigan is to have 3 or maybe 4 velvet bows going down the center, because you can never have too many bows. Okay, but for someone who really likes ribbons, I don't know how to tie the perfect bow. So I'm taking to YouTube. And now, welcome to a short indie film titled Gigi Takes 24 Hours to Learn How to Tie a Bow. I literally tried so hard trying to watch these shorts on how to tie the perfect bow. I'm putting one on the screen because I still don't understand it. If you're anything like me, feel free to screen record so that you can slow it down to 0.000 speed to try to figure it out. The math was just not mathing in my brain. Never underestimate the power of the YouTube craft moms. They know things we will never understand. This is a feat. This literally took me so long. Put on my book on tape and listen to that while I do this. Guys, I only have 2 hours and 45 minutes left. I want to listen to it so bad. It's literally all I've been thinking about all day. But at the same time, I don't want to listen because I'm just so upset that it means that I only have 2 hours and 45 minutes left. And hopefully next time we chat, I will have at least 3 perfect looking bows.
Or precarious. Until finally they weren't even stairs at all.
After about 6 hours of trying to tie this bow, I decided to just tie a normal bow. and lo and behold, it came out perfectly. It doesn't look great at first, but by manipulating it a little bit and tugging the material around, you're able to mold it into the shape that you want. I think that the velvet fabric makes it extra hard, so save the time and just tie a normal bow if you're using velvet. Next, I used a needle and thread to attach them. I went through the fabric in the back and then up through the buttonholes to attach it all and make it super secure. This strategy is sacrificing the cardigan's ability to open and ultimately does turn it into a pullover, so do it a different way if you mind that, but I didn't mind at all. When my bows were fastened on, I decided, oh fine, let's make the bows even. So I cut them all to the same length, and because I decided to be mature and not let the bows fray, and then 2 weeks later wish that I had just gone to the closet to pull out the lighter, I did that little thingy where you lightly burn the edges of the fabric and it keeps it from fraying. Dun, dun, dun. Are we seeing this? Are we seeing this? This is so cute. First project under wraps. I feel like this was a success. This is like the cutest thing I own. We are just dipping our toes in the water with this one. And I wanted to show you something that I feel like anybody can do, even if you don't have a sewing machine. You don't even want to hand sew. Honestly, you could just like hot glue these on if you're in dire need, like dire need, because I don't think that'll look very good. That is the power of crafting. Okay, but on to the next project because it is day 3 and I said to myself in the beginning that I wanted to be done with everything by day 3. So basically we have a lot to do. Is our next sewing victim bed jacket, and bed jackets are one of my favorite pieces of clothing to thrift because A, they're so cute, they give that like kind of quilted jacket aesthetic, and B, because they're like giant blankets and they're so warm. Here's some of the coats I've been so obsessed with. I feel like this vintage quilted bed jacket is the perfect opportunity to transform into one of these. I think I need to figure out like how long we actually want it because this could stay a long coat and, you know, go like down past my knee, or it could be like kind of on the shorter side, be really cute with little dresses and things. It is it's 7 o'clock in the, I think we need to do a Joann's run. You know what, let's go before it gets too late and I get too afraid to drive because I have driving anxiety. Let's go. It was a good thing I went right before closing because I don't know about you, but I could spend hours and hours roaming around this store just looking at yarn, overpriced trims. I don't even know. It's like a time warp in there. I scurried in, grabbed the fabric I needed, and a quilting needle, which came in handy so that I wouldn't break my machine. Awesome. When I got back, it was time to get to work. I cut the jacket and flipped up the edge to pin to create a clean hem, and then sewed along that to secure it. Now, 12:47 in the evening. At night. It's now the next day, I guess. Oh my gosh. We're gonna power through. I made some coffee. I don't know why, it's like the worst cup of coffee I've ever made in my life, but you know what, it'll do. And we're gonna finish this coat tonight.
If this was the sort of thing they could keep speculating for days.
I forgot to charge my camera battery, so last night when I was so ready to do it all, my camera died, just died on me, and I had to stop. You know what? It's okay. Because I got this hemmed and I think it looks so cute. I feel like the hem came out really well. I was really scared to do it because I wasn't sure how sewing through this fabric was gonna go. I have about an hour to work on this right now because I'm doing costumes for my school show. Very, very large costume show. And I have to go to that in an hour until 9 o'clock tonight. So basically we barely have any time to do this today, but I am feeling so discouraged with myself that I'm like, we're finishing this jacket right now. Like, we're gonna bang it out 1 hour, let's do this. So remember yesterday when I bought all this fabric? Well, I decided that I hate it, or at least this one. I'm just like not a fan. It's like not the type of fluff I want. Like, it's giving a little bit too much like Santa's suit. Like, especially when I do this, like, oh my gosh, ho ho ho. I'm about to come down someone's chimney in that. So because that was not at all slaying, get it? Or should I say, ho ho ho, I was able to find a fur trim that I actually liked on an old cardigan I had in my sewing project box, and I felt like this fit the vibe of what I was trying to create much better. Now the trick was to solve the puzzle of how to actually put it on. So I had to cut it to the right size, and I hemmed off any of the excess fabric. I originally wanted to preserve the old collar underneath it, but ultimately decided this project would go on another 2 hours if I wanted to figure out how to make them live harmoniously, so the collar had to go. But stay tuned, I'll use it in another project. I decided to use this trim for now. I might try to find a fur that matches better to the collar, but this will do for now, simply because it looks far less Father Christmas Kris Kringle than that other fabric, and you know what? As long as it fits that criteria. Honestly, it is 11 o'clock at night after I just got back from a costume rehearsal, and I do not have the patience tonight to sew on a billion individual buttons. It's not happening. This is the coat, the inside of the coat, and I laid it flat against that and just pinned it against it. These little ends are just gonna hang off. I want it to wrap all the way around to the front of my neck. So ideally, this is what it's gonna look like. Decided to put a little bow to kind of hide this crease. Folded this ribbon in half. I'm just gonna sew right there just to secure it, and then we'll tie the bow. Okay, moment of truth. The little sleeves, are you kidding? I can't believe we've pulled this off. I think we have one last step to do. I don't know if it's because it's 2 a.m. My brain is saying you can never have too much ribbon. So I think we need to finish this off with just one more. Just one more. Finally, I attached one end of the ribbon to each end of the collar, and we did it! We did it, Joe. It is day 4. I got an especially strong cup of coffee today. We are going full Maria von Trapp, bibbidi bobbidi boo, and we're gonna transform this curtain, or what is this, a tablecloth, into the holiday dress of our dreams. So basically I wanted this dress to be the perfect mix of Blair Waldorf / Plaza Princess Eloise all grown up Charlotte York during the holidays, with some 1920s drop waist flair going on. Ah, what a collab. I wanted this dress to have a drop waist with a pleated skirt, then a sweetheart neckline and some puff sleeves. I found this dark green fabric at the thrift store not too long ago for literally $3, and it's the most perfect shade of emerald green that literally just screams holiday party to me. From all the videos that I've watched on how to make a pleated skirt, these are the measurements that they say to use. They say to cut your fabric to 3 times the length of your waist. We might have some issues today because I like measurements I'm just not so good at. So apparently we can make pleats with a fork, and I'm watching all these tutorials and my brain is just not computing. I think I might have done one, but I also don't know if I can replicate it. Start it about a fork's length away. So that's where I'll put in the next fork. And then I'm pulling it this way. I don't know, I'm running on a lot of sleep deprivation right now, so this took me a good 15 minutes or more to figure out after slowing down several videos showing how to do it, but once I finally got the hang of it, it was actually kind of fun and meditative. Honestly, I did not really measure between them, I kind of just eyeballed it. Eyeballing, I think, could be listed as one of my special skills. What are Gigi's special skills? Eyeballing would be close to top of the list, right below winging it. It all turned out fine, but I will link a video of somebody explaining how to do it more professionally because fork it. What do I know? Get it? Now, ideally, in all of the videos that I've watched, people usually press it, and I can see why, because the pleats are really like coming up. Even when I sew across it, I think it's gonna be an issue. They stress the importance of ironing so much for this very reason, because if I try to put this through the sewing machine right now, a lot of the pleats don't want to stay in place and it's just gonna mess me up. However, I do have a handy dandy steamer. Did end up going to get an iron after this, but bless my steamer's soul, my steamer did the best that she could. But everybody say thank you to my steamer because she really rose to the occasion and stepped in like a true team player when we were down in iron. This step was vital to the next step, which was actually to sew along the pinned line at the top to secure the pleats. How much this is fraying. This, I just cut all of this off and I literally just cut it like 30 minutes ago, and there was another bunch of all of this earlier too. This might be a bad idea, but I think right now, just so that it stops fraying and it stops getting in my way, I'm gonna just, oh yeah. And then it was time to start on the top, otherwise known as agony. The absolute worst part about making this dress. I played around with this for way too long. I tried to make a pattern from some parchment paper, tracing a dress that I already had. I don't even want to recount the details of how long this actually took me. Basically though, all you need to know is that I'm never doing this again without a pattern. When I finally was satisfied with the silhouette, it was time to sew the pleated skirt to it. I also sewed in a zipper so that I could actually get in and out of the dress, which is important. And I felt so professional because I actually got out my zipper foot for the first time in my life. Pro tip, use the zipper foot. Next morning, I used an old pattern piece I saved of a puff sleeve I've made before and whipped up some sleeves that I then attached. Making a puff sleeve is easy. All you have to do is think about Aunt Shirley and make sure that your puff sleeves are puffy enough for her standards. And voila, you have a puff sleeve. Actually, these are pretty simple. I'll attach a video down below walking you through how to do it because I lost the footage where I attempted to explain it, which is potentially for the best because I don't know if I could ever do it as good as the YouTube craft moms. Okay guys, we're not finished with this dress, but I need to show you the update because it's so good. Like, do have one flaw though, and that's the back. It fits me incredibly, like so comfortable, so I don't want to like completely change it. But does anyone notice something that's missing from the dress? Guess your answer in the comments. If you commented down below ribbons, ding ding ding, you would be correct. Listen, I want to keep it simple, I want to keep it classy. We're just gonna add a giant ribbon in the back. My friend Connor, who also likes sewing, pointed out to me today that because it's off center, I'll be able to sew the bow on with no troubles of it getting in the way of a zipper. Basically reminding me that I'm a sewing genius. Even when I was making a mistake, actually just my subconscious looking out for us, so fabulous. To make the bow, I took some remaining fabric, folded it in a square so it had literally like 4 layers to make it super stiff. Then I just sewed along each edge, except I left about 2.5 inches open so that I could then turn it inside out to have a super clean seam. I made a small like 2x6 inch panel to act as the center of the bow and used that to cinch everything up, sewed along that line to keep it in place, and we have a bow, which I then was able to just attach. Dun, 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 dun. It's time for the reveal of this dress. I feel like I literally put my blood, sweat, and tears into this dress, and I actually can't believe how well it came out. Before I show you this dress, make sure you subscribe down below so that we can do this again. Ready? You actually believe that you and me made this? Like, the bow is everything. Okay, so this morning I'm feeling rather cozy and I want to do a couple really easy just sit down projects because the green dress that I'm making, because I need a brain break. So we're gonna do some really easy things. First things first, I really want to try something new, which I guess I can't literally say knitting is new, but I don't do it very often and I kind of forget how. Surprise, surprise guys, we're still making some bows. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with these yet, but we'll probably put them on something. I watched this girl's tutorial on it. I will link it down below because I am in no means able to explain anything that I'm about to do, but I felt like she explained it really well. She even shows you how to cast on and stuff if you've never knitted before, which every time I knit, I have to look up how to cast on because I forget. So to have the bows turn out like the ones from the inspo pics, I would have had to use a much thinner yarn. The yarn that I used, I literally had to do only 2 stitches, which was very tedious and kind of boring. But it did make this really cool kind of chunky bow, which I ended up really liking. It's me during my lunch break at my rehearsal where I'm running costumes for the show. But I just chose a shirt that I don't wear very often, used some embroidery thread, and was able to hand sew this bow right on. This is me trying to show you and film this with just one hand. One extremely tedious 2-strand knit later, and sewing this on at my lunch break at the costume shop. And we have this adorable shirt. I was so close to selling this shirt just because I almost never wear it, even though it's so cute. It just wasn't me enough, but now, this is like my new favorite shirt. This is like my go-to. Suddenly, this seemingly simple shirt is GG-fied. It was so easy and fun too. Next up I have this sweater, and it's so cute already, but I have a couple that already look like it, and it has really big holes in it. I want to try to like weave a fun pattern into it. This is the easiest project I did, but don't underestimate it. This ended up being one of my favorites because I feel like it's going to be such a staple in my closet. I used some more of that green velvet ribbon because I'm just so obsessed with that color. Played around with the sweater and found fun ways to weave it in. I decided to weave it kind of through the pattern of the sweater, around the arms, and then also around the neckline. One option I did was to tie it on the inside so that you don't see the string, which I show you here, but later I decided to actually tie it on the outside to make it a bow. Cannot resist, guys. This video should have just been titled, I added bows to everything in my closet. Okay, this has to be one of my favorite things that we made. I literally feel like I'm gonna wear this all the time. This is my new it sweater. I'm so glad we went with the green velvet. I feel like it's so festive and just cozy. This is the simplest little fix for this sweater, and now it's like my favorite sweater that I own. And with that, we've come to the end of this video, and now I'm going to take the longest nap because I literally put blood, sweat, tears, and my sleep into this video. I really hope that you all loved it as much as I loved filming it. I'm definitely going to start doing more sewing and DIY crafty content here because it's what makes me really happy. Make sure you subscribe and like this video. And thank you so much, Audible, for sponsoring this video. Make sure you go check them out in the link below. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!